What's up, guys? I had some like elaborate plans for the videos and stuff. Some of the videos got effed up, so I'm making do with what I got without spending too much time reshooting everything. This video was requested in the comments by one of my last couple videos, and I thought it was a really good idea. I thought about doing it once before and never got around to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over there and I'm going to go over every mouse that I currently have right now. So it's going to be a long video, so if you don't have time to watch it, you know, break this up or watch it later, because it's probably going to be like a 25-minute video or whatever, because there's a lot of mice over there. I'm going to go over every one of them, hand size, shapes, if it's good for a small, medium, or large hand, and I'm going to show you my grip. I'm going to give you my measurements over there so you can compare them, and I'm going to give you click tests. A lot of people wanted click tests whenever I was doing the reviews of like the mouse pads. They were like, give us a click test, give us a click test, and I just forgot. So while I'm over there, I'm basically killing two birds with one stone. I'm going to give you hand sizes, shapes, what size is good, and I'm going to give you click tests on them, my thoughts, my opinions, all that stuff. So hopefully you enjoy it, and let me know what you guys think. Bam. Yo, I'm not going to lie. I wish I would have found this mounting thing before I shot the
Look, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm editing this video right now. This is like
I'm not sure.
the third time I've had to do this. There's that clicking in the second part of this video, and I don't know what it is. So hopefully you guys can just dig through it. It's not that bad.
So
and I apologize.
What you've probably seen from the intro that I haven't even shot yet is we're just gonna go over different mice that I have, how I hold them, what grips are good, yada yada yada. So to set like an example of where we're at, okay? I have really long fingers, so you want to measure from the tip, the middle finger, to like right about this area in inches, okay? And then convert it to centimeters, because that's what most people use. So I am around a 17.8 this way, and then rule of thumb is kind of something like this, and you go from here to here, and I am about a 9. So I'm a palm gripper. So a lot of the mice that I use, I palm grip. Right? Makes sense. Traditionally, a smaller mouse is going to be better for you for accuracy. However, if the mouse isn't comfortable for you, accuracy means nothing. I have a couple mice that are smaller that I am probably more accurate with, but they don't do me any justice. So I use a palm grip mouse. I would rather be comfortable and have fun than uncomfortable and be in misery the whole entire time. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm just going to cover all my mice, kind of what we got, how I hold them, all that stuff. So I'll start off with this because this is my first guide. You guys probably seen this earlier. So this is a big mouse, okay? This is the EC1-B, which is basically an EC1-A, just the Davina brand of it, okay? So big mouse. I would say it's right up there with like the S1. Big guy. But I palm grip, and it's phenomenal for palm grip, and Zowie is amazing for their shapes. This gloss might have to go. I'm going to use it today and test it out, but this gloss might be for the birds, boys. We'll see. Yeah, not really feeling this gloss. Alright, anyways, if I do mat it, I'll do a video on it. So this is how I hold it, right? So if it's on the table, I am comfortable just like I just now put my hand on it, okay? And I don't know if you guys were working on angles or whatever, but this is how I hold it. This is how I hold it. So this is a traditional palm like mouse. I have problems with my fingers because they're long on where I put my pinky. So that's why I like a palm grip. So with this mouse, if it's sitting on the table, my pinky goes right on it perfect, right? So that's why I like that mouse. If you have a small hand though, that ain't for you, okay? This is the G603 wireless. Now I only picked this mouse up because I got just a fantastic deal on it, and like for a casual, like just scrolling mouse, like if you have a laptop and you want to hook it up and use it, this is banging. But for the deal, I couldn't pass it up. This is, I would say, like a medium size on the larger side of a mouse. Downside of this is it's heavy. Like it's heavy, boys. So it takes 2 AA batteries. You can put lithium ions in it, but I don't use it for the purpose of gaming, so it doesn't matter to me. But it's an overall nice design. But yeah, so you know what we'll do too? Kind of backtrack a little bit. I'm going to give you some click tests. I know you guys like those too. So this is the EC1-B. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to do then this test is going to work the same on every one. I'm going to go mouse 1, mouse 2. Okay. I'm going to scroll wheel. I'm going to do the scroll wheel click in, buttons. That's the test because I don't want to keep repeating that. So this is where we go. Buttons are kind of smushy on a Zowie, but you're buying a Zowie for comfort. I like this scroll wheel. A lot of people give Zowie crap for the scroll wheel. Now some of the Zowie mice are just garbage on the scroll wheel, but this, the Davina's got a nice click. The scroll wheel is nice, so I don't have any complaints when it comes to that. The 603, here we go. Can't even hardly hear that scroll wheel. So for like casual like gaming or surfing or whatever, beautiful. This is the 403. I haven't even used this yet, so I don't even know. Like I'm assuming it works okay. But this is like they're so close. They're pretty close. But for this mouse, if I were to hold the 603, yeah, see it's like it's not super comfortable. I have to arc my hand up more on this because it's got a bigger like backside. So for me, a comfortable grip on this would be like right about here. And for me to palm it, yeah, it works, but I almost feel like I'd have to, this is what I mean by it, I have to like raise my grip a little bit. See, I would prefer palm, but with this one I gotta do this because my fingers are a little longer, why I use that. So this would be, I would say, like, depending on hand size, you could palm it if you have a little smaller hand and it'd probably be super comfortable like it is for that for me. But I have to claw this. And again, that's by my measurements in my hand. It's not uncomfortable, but it's a heavy mouse. So if you were gaming with that and had to use it like that, there's just no way, and that's why I couldn't do it. This is pretty similar, except this is way lighter in my opinion. This fits better too. I mean, it's close to the 603, but it just fits better. See, like that's like a good grip in the hands. Like my definition of like comfort is, see how there is this gap like right here, you can see it, like you see the light through it. I can tell if a mouse form fits if I don't have that gap. Now you're never going to find a perfect mouse, so you're going to have a little bit always, but the closer you can get the better. But this is a nice grip on a mouse, like super nice. And we got the buttons. I don't like the wheel on this. I think it's got sensor or wheel rattle. You ready? I'm gonna test it. I'm just from messing with it. Yep. Cause watch, I'm gonna hold the wheel. Nothing. Yeah. So I mean, whatever. I got it. I got a good deal. Even if it works, I'm cool with it. I'm not gonna complain too much. So this. I'm gonna tell you about this. This is a Corsair. I think it's the M60 version. No one buy this. All right, ever. It's old. I was on a website. It's got adjustable weights. I was on a website and I put like a $5 bid down on this, and they took it. So I'm just gonna go over this real quick. First off, nobody buy this. All right, so yeah, you got your little precision aim thing, but this is just not a good mouse. So for me to hold it, like, it's comfortable, but see how much of a gap I have? So see this shell? Look at that. The buttons are, I don't know, it's a junk mouse, dude. I mean, it is what it is, dude. But I mean, it's old, whatever. I used this mouse for a really long time. This is the Naga Chroma. So when I first started playing PC, I was a console guy for years. I didn't know key binds. I wasn't good at pressing keys, and I was like, I'm struggling. I need an edge. And I started using this guy. And I got really good and efficient with knowing my 1s through 3s and, you know, 4 through 6 and 7 through 9. I got super efficient at using my thumb without looking. So you were able to set, and I never really used 10, 11, and 12 because for me that was just a little too far back. But I got efficient at using these, at putting 9 basically hot buttons or whatever I wanted. I like this mouse a lot. I think they actually even have like a revised version of it or whatever, but it's phenomenal. The grip wasn't bad if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is nice. Like, this is nice. So yeah, I've got a gap in my finger, but the way that you hold it, like if you see here, it's got like a, see that edge? You technically could like lay your fingers however you want, but I take this finger, lay it on this ledge, and then this kind of wraps around the side, so it's not, I'm not bending my pinky in. It's got a good grip. This is a nice mouse. I ain't gonna sleep on it, especially for like if you're playing like League or something like that. This is legit. And then you got these little buttons. I liked it a lot, man. I used it for a while, especially when I was just getting destroyed by everybody when I came across them. This is a Sensei 310, I think. Yeah, this is my 310. Good mouse. Like, SteelSeries makes, they make good mice. They make actually pretty good headsets too. Used it for a while. It just wasn't for me. I don't remember what it was, but there was just something about it when I used it. It was just, I wasn't feeling it. It's got a pretty good shape, but so for this mouse, I have to fingertip or claw. See how my fingers are on this one? That's how I have to hold this mouse, and it's just not for me because that's not comfortable for me for a while. But it has good angles on the sides. It's got good like a rubberized pad. So it's got a good grip to it. It's just, I'm not a huge fan of like having to hold my mouse like this. I want something where I can lay my fingers, but a good mouse. And remember guys, like depending on hand size, right? Anybody can do anything with a mouse, you know. What I have to fingertip or what I might have to claw, you might be able to palm. So you might love the comfort of it. Again, you're gonna have to gauge it by my hand size or what your hand size is. What you kind of feel comfortable with. Why is this not zip tied? That's gonna annoy me. I bet it was zip tied at one point and I didn't, so I'm just gonna temporarily do that because that's gonna annoy the crap out of me. This is the MX518 with the hero switches. This is the new guy. Guy on eBay had it and he just didn't like it. So he sold it to me, and I never used one of these back in the day. These, you know, this is basically a revised version, and I never ever used one. And I said, you know what, people are hyping, and let me try this thing out. So I did, and it's nice. It's nice. It's not bad. It's a little on the heavier side for like gaming, but as far as how I hold the mouse, this is how I like started using the mouse. So see where my fingers are at? I've actually got I've got this finger all the way up here. So there's your button. I hold it on the contour of the mouse. And then there's a lip that I put my pinky under. So when I rest my hand on it, I actually am holding it up here. One of the most comfortable mouses I've probably ever used. Like, and that's including the EC1-B and everything. Like, this is legit. Like, whenever I was holding it, like, and playing, it was good. I actually had good accuracy with it too. I think it was because I was comfortable. But my only issue was it's kind of heavy, so I didn't mess with it. But it's a nice mouse. I like it. The button in is kind of mushy. Not a huge fan of that. These clicks are nice. And you got like a ton of DPIs, and you can macro those if you want. I just like the look of it too. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's like a nostalgia type thing. I remember them back in the day, but I, you know, never really got into it too hardcore. This is my G Pro. This is the one without heroes. Put hyperglads on it. This is the one with the braided cable. And if you guys don't know, if you guys are gonna buy a Logitech G Pro, if the cable is rubber, then it's the one with the hero sensor. If the cable is braided, it has, I forget what sensor, but it's irrelevant. It doesn't have the new one, but it's still a good sensor either way. So if you can get one on the cheap, it's cool. I like this mouse a lot, okay? I used this mouse for a while. My only issue with it is it's kind of small. So if you have a small hand, you are absolutely going to love this thing. But I have to claw this thing to death. and I'm super accurate with it, but it comes down to the fact of it's not over, you know, a long period of time comfortable for me, okay? So when I hold this guy, so you're going to see a huge, see? So basically, I have to claw it like this. And again, I'm working on the angle, but I have to like super, see my fingers, super claw it. And I almost have to like pinch in on the, see what I'm talking about with my pinky? I have to bring my pinky in. And that's not comfortable for me after a while. It starts to hurt on the bone inside my pinky. But this is how I would hold it. Just actually right there. So that's my grip on it. It is a fantastic mouse though. I have like no complaints against it, but for smaller hands, this is a small hand mouse for sure, and you will love it. Bigger hands, I don't know. And if I remember correctly, the buttons were nice too. Not the best side buttons, they're good, but some of the best top buttons. I think it's nice. I like it. I didn't have any problems with it. This I got because I wanted to try it. Now I've had like four 303s. I always just get rid of them, but I came across this one paracord, and I was like, you know what? I'll just keep it. And the guy that I got it off of, he put hyperglides on it, and it's fine. But I just wanted it because it was paracorded or whatever. This is a weird one for people. So this is the G303, and the shape on this guy is just weird, right? The first day that I used it, I was like, yo, how does anybody play with this? I can't stand it. And then the next day, I tried to use a different mouse, and I was like, I don't like the feel of it. If you get used to this mouse, you will love this mouse. So the way I had to hold this mouse when I play with it is I almost have to take the body of the mouse and push it inward, and then I hold it like to the side. So I thumb here, and then my two fingers, because it's got a slant right here, I put the two fingers here, and you can get some like nice flicks with this mouse. This is a solid mouse, but this is, I would say, a medium to a small-handed mouse, because I have to go seriously hardcore with the claw. Now, this button-wise was some of the best buttons I've ever used. I love these buttons. The first time I basically, the way I test mice sometimes is I'll load up Steam, I'll put in Kovac Trainer, and just kind of see what my accuracy's at. Now, again, over time you get better with that mouse, yada yada yada, but you just want to see. I remember clicking it, and I didn't think I was clicking the mouse properly because the buttons were so, like, they feel wider than they are because of the way that they're made. This mouse is solid. Things you got to watch for this mouse because it's discontinued is sometimes this gets a sensor rattle, which this one does not have sensor rattle, which is phenomenal. And then sometimes the cords are janked up because the original cord that comes on here is absolute trash. Debraided if you have one, but this one had no double click issues, no sensor rattle. So when I got it and he said it didn't have sensor rattle and that, you know, everything was cool on it, I immediately snagged it 100%. Now, the next three mice that I have on this table are Finalmouse. It's the Phantom and the two ARs. I'm just going to go over one because, I mean, it's the same form factor right on all of them, except one's got extra holes in them. We kind of just already touched on this, but that was the closest one to me. This is a bigger mouse. I can palm this one pretty good, and say what you want about Finalmouse, I like this mouse. I really do. I have good accuracy with it. It's light as a feather. That's obviously what they're going for, is light as a feather. Solid, like no issues, good mouse. When I hold it, I kind of hold it like this. Now, it's not, I don't flat grip this. I do not, even though I like a palm, just because there's not much of a curve up to the top. Like if this would have maybe been back a little further and it pushed my hand up. So when I'm holding it, it's like this. It's a little bit, just a little bit of a arc, but it's comfortable. Like your thumb's got plenty of room down there, and then I have plenty of room over here, and I don't hurt my pinky. And then the clicks, I have personally not had issues with like my scroll wheel breaking or anything like that, knock on wood. But people have, and if you notice, you'll if you watch my one video on my RMA video about the Air 58, the blue one, it like discolored, and it's just like a common issue. They were pretty good to me as far as returning it. Their company's weird though, man. It's like super weird. My Zowie S2 that I put the paracord on, it's my first paracord. I feel like I did okay. The video is absolutely horrible, but you get the gist. I'm mad at this one. See how there's no gloss on this one compared to, you know, this guy over here. So there's no matte, and the grip on this is so much better. I did a pretty good job too. Like, if I say so myself, like, I did a good job matting this. So to never really have done one, I did a good job. Now this mouse is fantastic, right? It's good for just about anybody. You got a small hand, medium hand, large hand. It's good. It's got a good feel to it. Zowie's the king of comfort. I mean, they're just absolutely phenomenal. So I used it for a while, and I aimed well with it. I didn't get too much fatigue as far as like playing with it, but I had to grip like this with it. So more of an arc, kind of like I did with the G Pro, but not as bad, because Zowie has more of a hump in the back, so it gave me a little more support. But I did have to grip it a little weird, and the pinky was okay. I don't know, it kind of hurt a little bit because this mouse kind of goes inward a little bit down here, and so it bends my pinky a little more. But small, medium, and large hands will all like this. And if your hands are absolutely insanely big, grab an S1, but at that point I would just grab the EC1-B. Clicks. I mean, I got nothing wrong with the mouse. You'd be hard pressed to find a better mouse, honestly. I think it's a solid mouse. Really like everything about it. This is the Zowie FK1. You're going to see a theme. I have a lot of Zowies. FK1's nice, and if you're going to get the Odin, this is the mouse you want to pick up to even see if you maybe even want the Odin, because it's going to be very, 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 very close to shape. It's going to be a little thinner, have some holes, yada, 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 but just the actual like shape of it, I wanted to grab it. It's paracorded. I don't mind it. It's to me it feels like, and this is how I have to hold it. I can't really, it's weird for me to hold it like that. I'd say more like that when I'm relaxed. So it's a little bit of an arc, but it's good. This is going to be more of a medium-sized mouse, I would say. If you have smaller hands, grab the S2. Medium hands, this will work really well too, and it's a good mouse. I like it a lot. Zowie, again, fantastic mice that they make, but I like more of a hump in the back personally for me. I think it'll be okay when I get the Odin. I don't know if I'm going to main the Odin, honestly. It'll probably maybe still be this until I find something better. I'm always improving and looking at stuff and all that good stuff, but here's your buttons. Buttons are good. I mean, Zowie doesn't have bad buttons by any means, so, you know, Zowie gets a lot of crap because they don't make flashy RGB mice, but that's not what they go for. So this is the ZA11 by Zowie, obviously. This hump is pretty significant on this. I mained it for a little bit. It's not bad. It's pretty comfortable. It's a left or right-handed person's mouse, but with the hump, I'm able to get my hands down a little more. So if you notice, my fingers are pretty flat here. That's kind of how I hold this mouse. A little bit of a, not bad. I mean, I'm really shaking it pretty good, but oh well. It's just a scroll wheel, right? See, that came out really click it. So if you're in a game, that middle button is what, like, I was like, I'm done. Like, I plugged it in, was like, alright, let's do this. Literally was trying to ping something in Apex, and I was like, yo, is this broke? And it was just really hard to press. And I was like, and unplug. This is ZA13. A lot of people like this mouse. I've had a couple people try to buy this off of me. Played it a few times. I probably didn't play it enough. This is a smaller mouse. If you like Zowie and you want a smaller mouse, this is probably what to get. It does have a high hump. So with this, it's more so of like almost down, but the hump's really, really nice. It allows me to get, you know, a good feel on it. I probably need to play this more. I only used it for like a few hours just to kind of get the gist of it. And then what happened was I got this mouse and then I got the EC1-A on the same day, and I plugged the EC1-A and was like, oh my god. I was like, that's a wrap. So that's what I've been using. So none of the mice that I tried here like had bad buttons or anything like that. I mean, we don't count the Corsair. It's preference, right? So if you like a smaller mouse, the G Pro, the 303, it's really expensive, and yeah, stay away from the 302. Sensor was not great on that. The S2 is phenomenal. Like, I can't say a bad thing about the S2, especially if you have like smaller to medium sized hands. If you have medium hands and you're going towards the larger side, then try a 403. 403 is phenomenal. You can always try FK1. That's a great mouse too. If you got bigger hands or you like the palm grip, definitely you're going to maybe try an EC1-A first, because you can get those really cheap. They got a 3310 in them, but they still didn't spin out on me. Try it if you like it. That's what I did, and then I upgraded. And then small hands, the G Pro is phenomenal. Like, for the money and what you get, so like my top mouse for small, medium, and large. So if you have a small hand and you don't want to spend a lot of money, G Pro all day. If you have a good budget, maybe the G Pro wireless. I actually sold my G Pro wireless. Wasn't a huge fan. Like, it was nice, but this didn't suit me. Another thing that scared me was the built-in lithium-ion battery. I like being able to change the battery. Medium hands, I would honestly try a 403. Try a 403 or FK1. I think you'll like those mice, or an S2. Those are top picks. Larger hands, the Air 58 or the Phantom, or even if you get a Sunset or anything like that, they still got the good sensors. Those are good. EC1-A, EC1-B, those are fantastic. And if you're just going to use something for just casual scrolling, surfing the internet, get a 603. They're relatively cheap. They're wireless. You don't have to worry about wires. So hopefully, I know this is a really long video, but hopefully you liked me going over every single mouse with the clicks and hand sizes and stuff like that. If you guys need anything, let me know.